What is up, internets? It's your boy Ronan, back at you again with another video. If you don't know who I am, I'm an artist, illustrator, designer, but most important, comic book fan. I got a really cool comic book called The Heavy. You can check it out. Link in the description below. If you like militaristic action dramas, sci-fi, some mechs, stuff like that, I think you'll like it. So why don't you check it out? So today I'm going to be doing a review of the DC comic book Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Now I've been wanting to review this for a while, read it for a while, because I love Daniel Johnston's art. He's just an amazing artist. And so I've really been looking forward to this. I'm not going to say it really, I'm not going to say it lived up to what I built it up in my mind as, but I'll get to that. So I don't hide the fact that I'm really more of a Marvel guy than a DC guy. I've said it before, but one thing about DC I like over Marvel is that they have a lot of things that take place not necessarily in continuity. They have a lot of prestige format books, a lot of Elseworlds type books, and they're just sometimes you can find usually you can find some really high quality stories, some really interesting stories in these formats. And I don't even think Marvel has an equivalent of it. I mean, Marvel sometimes has the what ifs. I don't even know, but what ifs are not always in print, or they're not always a continuing series, and they're not even really taken seriously like these DC out of continuity books are. Oh yeah, also there's gonna be a lot of spoilers, so if you want to read this comic book, then maybe don't listen to this. It's not a ton of twists and turns, but still. So now that I set that groundwork, let's get into it. Wonder Woman Dead Earth takes place on a destroyed, post-apocalyptic world, and essentially you have the last batch of humanity are trying to scratch out a living while being hunted by these monsters called the Hydra. So Wonder Woman, they find Wonder Woman in this pod. She's been kind of like in a stasis for a couple of 100 years. So she's awakened from this pod just in time to save them from a Hydra. And they thank her, and they introduce themselves or whatever, and they take her back to the city where the last remains of humanity are. So she goes back to the city, and then they betray her and make her fight Cheetah in this gladiator arena. And then they're attacked by an army of Hydra, and Wonder Woman saves them. Also, I neglect to mention Wonder Woman's weaker, her powers are weakened, but she's still super strong. She's just not as strong as she normally is. So, but anyway, she saves them from this army of Hydra, and then she kind of becomes the lead. Well, not kind of. She becomes the leader of the human settlement. So then she decides to take the people to Themyscira, her homeland, because she figures, the world might be destroyed, but this, isolated island that's hard to find or whatever, probably is okay. So she decides to take humanity there. However, when she gets there, she finds out that Themyscira has been destroyed. So up until this point, nobody knew, because it's been a couple 100 years, nobody really knew what happened to the world. It was kind of assumed that there was nuclear bombs. But when Wonder Woman meets her mom there, Hippolyta, she explains that basically what happened was the humanity was ruining the world. So the Amazons came and were like, "Hey, you're ruining the world. Stop, ruining the environment." And the humanity wouldn't, so they ended up going to war, and the Amazons were winning. So humanity launched nuclear bombs at Themyscira, which I don't even know how they know where Themyscira is, but apparently they do. and so Themyscira was destroyed. Oh yeah, also there's a kind of cool thing in here. I don't remember this being from her lore, but I've heard that this might be from the New 52, that kind of reboot that they did not too recently. Again, you can tell I'm not into DC comic books like that. Like I know the basic aspects and stuff with the characters, but I don't keep up with DC characters like I keep up with Marvel because I'm a Marvel guy. But anyways, so the bands that Wonder Woman has, the armband she has around her wrist, you'll often see her blocking like bullets with them. In this comic book, and again in the New 52, this is relatively a new thing. Apparently, she wears these bands to actually dampen her powers because she's actually too powerful. So those bands make her actually weaker. So when Themyscira gets hit or whatever, she takes the bands off and she fights Superman. She ends up fighting Superman because Superman sided with humanity. So it turns out that actually the world wasn't destroyed by nuclear weapons. Themyscira was, but the world was actually destroyed by Wonder Woman and Superman fighting. And Wonder Woman ends up killing Superman. So it was this thing called the Great Fire. That's what happened. She caused so much destruction while fighting Superman that she pretty much just ruined the Earth. And the Amazons of Themyscira, they're more powerful than human beings. So the nuclear bombs didn't actually kill them, it just mutated them. So it turned them, the Hydra that they've been fighting this whole time are actually Amazons. And Hippolyta, gave them the edict that y'all are supposed to just kill all the rest of humanity since they did this to us. So there's this kind of thing of, Wonder Woman's been killing all of the Hydra, which are actually her Amazonian sisters in the first place. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't happy with the comic book. Honestly, they try and work in a lot of these themes of kind of like redemption and forgiveness and stuff like that. But a lot of the concepts in the comic book are contrived. Like for instance, this really annoyed me. So they did this in Spawn, in the early days of Spawn, and it really annoyed me. You can't have the protagonist be more powerful than the antagonist. Or massively so. I mean, Lex Luthor is weaker than Superman, but Lex Luthor is so smart, he's more dangerous than Superman. You understand what I'm saying? But Wonder Woman, or like Spawn, they would have Spawn fighting the mob. I'm like, dude, he's superpower. He has superpowers, and he used to be a trained commando when he was a human being, and he has no problem killing people. Like, how is he gonna fight a bunch of dudes with guns and not be able to beat? It's just stupid. So the same thing was here. It's like Wonder Woman is stronger than the human beings, but somehow they have her in the arena fighting Cheetah. Cheetah's stronger than human beings. I don't understand why she's in this arena fighting like a gladiator for their entertainment when she's stronger than them. The Hydra, the human beings are afraid of the Hydra, and Wonder Woman beats up all the Hydra. So technically she's above. It makes no sense. So that's annoying and contrived. The second thing that I don't like about it is that, if Wonder Woman, okay, they try and make it to where Wonder Woman, this idea that Wonder Woman's mother doesn't trust humanity and she keeps getting done wrong by people. But the thing about it is that they end up going like, well, actually Wonder Woman destroyed the world. So technically, it's a twist. It's like, it's still very contrived because human beings bombed Themyscira first. So that would be like saying, if you bomb me and then I bomb you back, that doesn't make me the bad guy. How am I the bad guy? If anything, we're just square. You can't bomb somebody and then they bomb you back and then they're bad. That makes no sense. Also, Wonder Woman didn't technically purposely destroy the world. She was just trying to beat up Superman, and the world was collateral damage. She didn't purposely try and do that. So technically, even though humanity bombed Themyscira, she still didn't try and destroy humanity, even though humanity tried to destroy them. Also, why would Superman side with humanity? I mean, if anything, Superman would stop the whole war to begin with. human beings were ruining the environment. The Amazons just wanted them to stop ruining the environment. The Amazons weren't trying to wipe out humanity. It was to make them stop ruining the environment. So why would Superman help human beings? It makes no sense. So anyways, I like the themes of like this forgiveness and redemption and all that stuff, but you have to set up the situations to actually make it make sense. And I'm just a stickler for stuff. I don't like gigantic plot holes. I don't like when characters behave in ways that don't make sense. It's just super annoying. Again, I get the theme of them trying to work with like redemption and forgiveness. Like Wonder Woman can't really judge humanity. She's as much at fault as they are. Not really, she's not. And again, the theme is cool, but it's like you have to make it make sense. Humanity's mainly at fault. Wonder Woman kind of at fault. They're not even Steven. And it's just kind of annoying to see the human beings reacting to her a lot like, oh, we can't trust you. It's like, really? She can't trust you. That's really what it is. So a couple of things I did like about the comic book, though. Obviously the artwork. I mean, Daniel Johnson's work is just no one's doing action like him right now. I mean, I can't think of anyone. He's very much influenced by like shonen manga. So excuse me. He's very much influenced by shonen manga with his action, with his delivery, and also there's one point in the comic book where Wonder Woman one of the characters has to give her like this thing that will give her all her full power. Like that's straight up anime manga stuff. Like, oh, now I'm at my full power. So that was I was like, man, what is this, a manga rather? I always call it manga. But yeah, the action and the art is just off the chain. At one point, Wonder Woman takes her lasso and she threads it through Superman's spinal column, like, because Superman's dead, he's a skeleton, and she threads it through his spinal column, and she uses his spinal column and his skull as a mace, and she's just like destroying everybody with it. So I thought that was kind of cool. That was kind of metal. But yeah, other than the art, I also like the title. A lot of times mainstream superhero comics, they don't have good design or good taste, and they have really bad logos with like drop shadows on them and glow effects, and they just look like some kid just got their hands on Photoshop. But I like this logo. It was very simple, understated, a little bit metal looking, and I just really liked it. So I liked his artwork, but just the writing just didn't do it for me. So overall, I don't know. I mean, if you like really good action, I'd recommend it because the comic book is just nonstop action. Also, I like the way Wonder Woman looks in the comic book. I love her uniform. She's wearing like she basically gets just whatever she can take from Bruce Wayne's manor. So she's wearing actually a Robin uniform, or the shirt is like Robin's shirt because the symbol kind of looks like her symbol. But yeah, she looks cool. So I'll definitely be doing a drawing of her from this comic book because she just looks really cool. But I don't know. Sometimes maybe I expect too much of superhero comic books. I mean, really, yeah. I think maybe I expect too much of them. But anyways, that was my review of Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Longer than I expected it to be. I didn't think I was gonna have that much to say about it, but I did, even though I didn't like it very much. But anyways, if you enjoy that, please like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Really helps me out a lot, goes a long way. And check out my comic book and my Instagram and all that good stuff. Links in the description. And I will catch you next time. All right, peace.